Hi, and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto Podcast. My name's Chris, and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another video. And in today's video, we're going to explore everything Binance, lots of stuff circulating that people have got concerns all of a sudden, and there's lots of things to talk about when it comes to Binance. Is it fact or is it FUD? We're going to dig into it. Do let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. If you enjoy this sort of content, mash up the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video. And don't forget to jump in the Discord. There's over 5,500 people supporting one another, navigate this space safely. It's a fantastic community, and we'd love to see you there and have some more meaningful conversations. So why not join? It's absolutely free. Link is in the description of the video. You won't regret it. Right, let's get down to the desktop. Okay, so we're going to start here. Binance Proof of Reserves raises red flags. We've talked about these reports, proof of reserves for many of the different exchanges. Let's dig into this one for Binance. There's people saying a lot about red flags and concerns. I wonder whether this is something like, what we've seen with Alameda Research, FTX. Are these media outlets just, generating FUD articles, being paid by somebody? Who knows? Or is there a little bit of truth to this and a little bit of FUD in there for the mix? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. But let's sort of not read through the whole article. Let's just have a look at, what some of these individuals have been saying. So we found that Binance was 97% collateralized without taking into account the out-of-scope assets pledged by customers as collateral for the in-scope assets lent through the margin and loan service offerings, resulting in negative balances on the customer liability report. With the inclusion of the in-scope assets lent to customers through margin and loans, which are over-collateralized by out-of-scope assets, we found that Binance was 101% collateralized. If we have a look here, we've got some guy, senior lecturer from Duke University School of Law and former chief of the Security Exchange Commission Office of Internet Enforcement. He stated that Binance Proof of Reserves doesn't address the effectiveness and internal financial controls, doesn't express an opinion or assurance conclusion, and doesn't vouch for the numbers. I worked in the SEC enforcement for over 18 plus years. This is how I define red flags. So look, I've talked a little bit about this sort of stuff. Nexo have done something very similar, and I'll come on to that in a moment, with their audit. Like, they're not really audits, and I've said this time and time again, and I'll wrap up at the end of the video with my actual sort of full thoughts and opinions on all of this stuff. But if we look here, again, one of the members in our Discord and Patreon, asked me to take a look at this. This person here, I don't follow this person. I have no idea whether they're, somebody that's like legitimate to follow. Maybe you can let me know in the comments below. But, again, just sort of demonstrating, the amount of upside that we've seen for BNB, for example, particularly against, Bitcoin. You've got BNB, USDT, FTT, USDT, again, showing similar signs. Are they the same, I guess, is what is sort of being articulated here. I'm sure it was retail that then BNB 10x in 2 months, same with FTT, right? Look, I guess that, there's a lot to maybe be skeptical about, potentially. Yeah, I know, don't understand the tokenomics. It's definitely all not just leverage beta. It's interesting stuff. I mean, like, what this guy is saying, is really interesting. And, I think it's a legitimate argument, to be fair. ZZ says Binance doesn't leverage against it. Great. But users do, and Binance subsidiaries and financing cost. So the thing is that traded with a 30-day realized volume of 300 during the bull run, suddenly is absorbed of downside volume. Interesting. Look, it's interesting stuff. But look, I could go through this, that I'd say that, like, there's a legitimate argument here for sure. So definitely worth looking at this. It is in our Discord. Go take a look at it. This is the point that I want to talk about, right? Because I keep saying when we see these audits that they are really meaningless, and they're not really giving anybody any real clarity. A bit like what that guy said in the first article that I covered off. Like, there isn't really, it doesn't really vouch for anything. It's meaningless. It doesn't really mean anything. And it's not just Binance, it's all of these, exchanges, because they're not telling you what they've got liquid as well, right? Like, what is the real position? You're only being given part of a picture that, is painting a pretty little picture for you. It's not showing you everything. And this is like the points, right? So this is obviously, the proof of reserves stuff, the contract, but an agreed upon procedures agreement is not an audit, review, or other assurance engagement. So, like, these are the things. It's the same with Nexo. Like, when they do these, like, you need to read through, is it actually an audit? Because it doesn't appear that this one is. But these companies are calling them audits. Now, look, it could just be something of, like, nothing, right? It could very well be. However, what I would say is, in trying to make, I guess, customers feel, more reassured that the exchange is safe, they're doing it in a very misleading way, and that doesn't build trust. So look, you go do you make your own decisions. I'll wrap up at the end with what I think. But Binance reportedly processed over $10 billion in illegal payments this year, and a DOJ investigation is looking into top executives, including CZ. So look, this is really interesting stuff. Again, is it just nonsense? Possibly. And if Binance are involved in this sort of activity, then I'm pretty sure that a lot of others are. Not that I'm suggesting that, one, they are, and two, that it's something deliberate. It could just be being unaware of this sort of stuff, and it could just be the same in the art sector and stuff like that, and various others, right? Like, I think there's fraud going on everywhere and money laundering going on everywhere. Like, I really do, even in the traditional markets. The US Justice Department has been investigating crypto exchanges Binance over money laundering violations, according to Reuters' report on Monday. The report says that Binance processed over $10 billion worth of illegal payments in 2022. A Binance spokesperson told Insider that it would be inappropriate for us to comment on matters related to the DOJ. So look, it could just be a load of absolute nonsense. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. So look, Binance's alleged crypto audit fail, not even its audit would vouch for it. And again, this is just plagiarism on words, to what I was talking about earlier, that it isn't really an audit as such. It's almost like these companies, they're labeling up an audit knowing full well that it isn't. And it is misleading. It's the same with other exchanges and other lending platforms. Calling these things audits is, it's not really accurate, and they know damn well it isn't. But with all of that said, again, I even think even if it was an audit, it's also pointless. It's all pointless, because you're only being shown part of a picture. You're not being told what's liquid. I think you have to do a full audit, full breakdown, and give full clarity. But let's be really, really honest and clear here, right? Like, even if you did an audit, like a full audit, right? Of course, the exchanges aren't going to have 100% of the money that the customers have put in, right? Like, they're just not going to. The banks don't either. So, when you see a run on the bank and the bank fails and, they pause withdrawals, it's the same for exchanges. It works in the same way. It won't all be there because it isn't all liquid. It'll be tied up in other, ways to build yield. look, it's the same in the banking industry as it is, in the crypto industry. And I think people seem to get this all twisted. I really do. Look, my personal view, and maybe I'm being very, very naive here, is that I'm just not buying into the fact that Binance is struggling. I haven't seen anything that for me has startled me. The other thing that I would say as well is ZZ obviously has kind of not caused is the wrong word, but he has kind of made this very apparent, and was probably the main tipping point was his tweeting about FTT and selling FTT, which is sort of was the mechanism for everything that unfolded. And I just wonder, like, the SEC, their investigation, like, is this just tit for tat? Is this just that they've been caught out? Because it's apparent that even like Sam even had some influence over the SEC and various other very prominent people, the media. So is this all just a vendetta against Binance and ZZ? It's massively possible. Like, I do think that's something that we should probably consider here. We know that these individuals are all corrupt. Could they just be after a bit of revenge with all of this stuff? Possibly. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. But with all of that said, I've kind of said get off of all exchanges, regardless of which one it is. So I'm not on Binance, I'm not on crypto.com, I'm not on KuCoin, I'm not on gate.io, certainly not on Nexo or any lending like platform like that. I'm in self-custody. I use Ledger. Link is in the description of the video. It is an affiliate link. We do get a bit of a kickback, and it really does support the channel. So check that out if that is of interest. But if you don't want to spend money on a hardware wallet, and hold the keys to your crypto, you can still hold your keys to your crypto and do it through MetaMask or Trust Wallet, for example. So there's various different ways you can sort of approach this. But like at the moment, I would just say, look, you can't really trust any of these exchanges as much as you want to and as much as you believe in them. I believe in Binance, but at the same time, do I believe in any of them enough, to leave my money and my crypto on there? No, I don't. And the reason for that is because they're not giving you full transparency, right? The people are the problem, with everything that's gone wrong in this space. This isn't a blockchain technology problem. It isn't an exchange problem, or a protocol problem. This is a people issue. This is poor management. It's poor allocation of funds, poor risk management, and a real lack of, clarity, transparency and honesty. And I don't think unless you see a full picture, you can really feel comfortable, regardless of which exchange it is. So, as much as I feel comfortable with Binance, and I believe that a lot of this stuff is a mixture of FUD and a mixture of truth, I am still adamant that we should be in a mindset of preserve capital first, make money secondary. Like, and what I mean by this is know the risks that you hold, question whether you need to have those risks, and eliminate the ones that you don't feel that you need. For me, I don't need to be on exchanges. I don't need to hold that risk. And it's the same with stable coins. I don't need to hold the risk of having a stable coin either. I can be in fiat. So, just be aware of all of this, take a bit more accountability and ownership over, what you do in this space. Nobody here can tell you because nobody's got a crystal ball. But we can research and we can look into these things and we can highlight, concerns that we have. Is it a concern that things are being labelled up as audits when they're not? Yes, it is. Is it, a concern that, they aren't telling you what's liquid and what is not liquid? Yeah, it's a concern. Basically you can't see the full picture, and it's the same with other companies as well. This isn't just crypto and just a crypto issue. This is a people issue across many different sectors where people are involved. There will be criminal activity, and again, I kind of feel the customers, the retail, the institutions, again, there's got to be consequence. There has to be consequence if we want, things to be done in the right way. When there is no consequence, this will continue. All the bad behavior will continue. Sam needs to be, put behind bars, given a severe punishment that is so severe that nobody else will want to do what Sam has done. In my opinion. But you can let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, mash up the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tap in that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.